welcome to Friday Sews. My name is Christine and this is my channel, Christine Sews a Lot. So in Friday Sews, I'm going to give you a rundown of what's been going on in our week in our sewing room and in our home life. So I did not get as much sewing done as I typically would do because Charlie and I were in Memphis with our son John and his family. Our youngest son was baptized and it was a very special day. We had a really good time with John and Allie and the kids, and it was a little bit hard to leave. They are really, really sweet children, and we enjoy John and Allie as well. So back to the sewing room. When I left you in last Friday Sews, I decided that I needed to adjust my plans a little bit because I've been doing a lot of sewing, but a lot of my stuff does not go well together, does not match, because I have been drawn to all the patterns, and these patterns are not patterns that go well together. So I was like, okay, I have to put the brakes on. I need to put some more solid makes into my wardrobe. So I put the halt on the little dress that I was sewing and cut out a sagebrush top. It's a quick, easy sew, and I had just enough fabric in this really pretty green lawn that I thought would look really well with two of my recent makes. Everything was going really, really well until this happened. I was so close to being done. All I needed to do was to add my sleeves, hem the sleeves in the bottom, well, hem with elastic, and presto, I was going to have another top in rotation. I used every scrap of this fabric, so cutting out another yoke wasn't an option. So I had to think about, how am I going to salvage this? You can't just cry about your mistake and then wallow in it. Even if you feel like you might want to, you have to go on. And so I was like, what am I going to do to fix this? I watch a lot of YouTube, probably a little too much, unless of course you're watching my channel or any of my other favorite sewing vloggers. And I had seen several really creative videos where people would be darning or fixing tears in clothing with hand embroidery. So I went to Instagram and I posted my Woe Is Me top and said, I think I'm going to try some hand embroidery on it. And that's when, if I had fancy music, you would hear the brakes being put on. Let's be real. My hand embroidery skills are not the best. So, thinking that I can hand embroider something to close that up and have it look neat and not pucker or have big needle holes, I think is a little bit in dreamland. So I'm thinking I have to rethink this and find another solution. I don't have a lot of extra fabric. When I say I have like a little piece like this big. So my next thought was to get, and I actually came up with this thought when I was with my grandchildren, and they had these cute little knit tops they were wearing to church that had a tiny little bug or something like that right up near the top, and I thought, that's it, that's what I'm gonna do. So I ordered like 3 little bags, variety bags of tiny patches from Amazon, and they're gonna come in the post tomorrow. And my thought is that I can line up in some decorous way, kind of like bedazzling my top here, while trying to be tasteful, and maybe see if that will work. If I can iron something over that, cover it up, do something really sturdy on the back to make it washable, and see if I can save this. If you have any ideas on how I can salvage that, it's just below my neckband, about 1/2 inch of a slit. How I can salvage this, or if you have tips. I've never really used those iron-on patches. If you have any tips on that as well, please leave them down below. Hit me up down below in the comments, because it would be great if I could wear this soon. My other make that I had cut out, I switched over to it and started working on that since I'm waiting on the patches. I got to be working on something. This is the Abigail dress by Violet Field Threads Patterns. And I have made this dress before, and I kind of love it. It just has that super girly feel. I've made this one for my cousin Katie's little girl. And the things that I like about it are the ruffles. There are several options. You could make this with a plain sleeveless. You can make it with the sleeve. You can add a ruffle at the top or not. You can choose to put on some lace. You could even do color blocking if you want. And the sash is optional. Naturally, since I love sewing little girl things, I went with all the ruffles and the sash. So this is going to go into the mail for my cousin, and I need to mail it soon because summer does not last very long in New England. It has a zip at the back, and the instructions are really, really good. I think that's one of the things that I like about Violet Field Threads Patterns is they have really good instructions. So you're not questioning, do they mean this? Is this what it means? I think if you're a confident beginner, then you can tackle most of their patterns, if not all of them. Even the inserting of the zipper, it's not that difficult. So the Abigail dress is going to be going off in the mail to my cousin for her little girl to enjoy. Probably not my most practical make of the summer. My little cousin is 2. I made a size 2 at the end of July, and she lives in New England. But I hope she enjoys it, and I am fine if she only wears it a few times before she has to pass it along. I just love sewing for my cousin. So next up, what else we did this week? Charlie and I went fabric shopping together. I know. We went to Pensacola. I had told Charlie last week, I'm thinking of going to Pensacola. And he immediately jumped in and said, I'd like to go with you. We can go to Joe Patty's, which is a fish store. We can have some lunch, and you can go shopping while we're there. So from my perspective, when I proposed that I was going to go to Pensacola, I'm going fabric shopping in Pensacola, and while I'm there, I'll swing by Joe Patty's and pick up some fish. So it turned out to be a really nice day. Charlie was very patient. I mean, you know how long we can spend in fabric stores, right? So he was helping me find fabric and had a real interest in it because what he was looking for was for our grandson. So I think that was part of his motivation in looking and being interested. So we did that. Then we swung by Joe Patty's, and then we hit up Joann's. We had enough energy, enough gas in the tank left to go to Joann's. So what I'm going to show you today, I'm just going to go over the knits that I picked up just so the video doesn't go too long. I got some knits at Joann with all except for one with specific intentions in mind. My oldest grandson asked me to make Christmas pajamas for the whole family. So I have ordered some fabric. It hasn't arrived yet for making Christmas pajamas, but I want to test out the size first in some other fabric to make sure I get the right size. And so that's what some of this knit is for. And then some of the knit is for making t-shirts. I bought an art gallery panel. I think I showed you in my last fabric haul that was space themed. And so I'm going to use those panels for t-shirts, but I needed some knit to make the rest of the t-shirt up with, so the panel will just be the front. And this is what I got. I just got some plain light blue ITY, and this was on sale. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was priced really well. So I got some of this for constructing the t-shirts and pajamas. The same with the gray. I think the gray will match a lot. And I also wanted to test out a pattern for a long sleeve shirt that I want to make for Charlie. And it's going to take a test run. He has really, really long arms and a long torso, and he's very trim and slim. So I want to get a good fit for him. And this was priced super well, and I thought, well, let me practice on this. The t-shirt's just for him to wear when he sleeps at night, so it didn't need to be anything fancy. Same with this purple, just doing some test cutting. This was tiny bit impulse, but I think will make a really cute, it's non-directional, it'll make a really cute t-shirt for our oldest grandson. He has repeatedly told us over the last year that his favorite color is rainbow. And whenever I make something, he will ask me, can you make me something with rainbow color? And so I thought, hey, I found this fabric. It's got dinosaurs and rainbows. It's in a knit. This would be a good one to either do the practice PJs or just to make him a t-shirt that he can wear. Depending on how much I can get out of these other fabrics, this might turn out to just be a t-shirt for him. This is Joann's Knit Pop, and I've never sewn with it. So while I was shopping, there was another woman in the aisle, and I asked her, have you ever sewn with this Knit Pop? And what do you think of it? And she said, I use it all the time, and I really like it. So when I touched it, it didn't feel great. It didn't feel terrible, but it was very rough feeling, very stiff. But I have to say, after washing it and drying it, it feels much softer. It is not the most fabulous knit that I have ever felt, but it is good. So this was a good buy. It was also on sale. Not that I need a sale when it comes to rainbow fabric for grandchildren. Now onto my total impulse buy. And I'm looking at it, and I'm still glad I bought it, but I'm thinking, Christine, what were you thinking? I'll tell you what I was thinking. I saw it and I was just like, that looks like happy colors. I think I'd like it to make myself a t-shirt out of this. Now the interesting thing is I do not wear a lot of t-shirts. I'm not much of a t-shirt girl. But maybe I will be. Maybe when I'm making my own fun t-shirts, maybe I will become a t-shirt wearer. It'll be nice under my Yanta overalls, or just hanging around the house, maybe something a little cool and comfortable. So it drew me. What can I say? That doesn't, well, I just about lied to you. I almost said that just doesn't happen to me with fabric, but again, let's be real. Sometimes I am drawn in by a fabric and I become hypnotized. It is not my fault. It's the fabric. Yes, I'm looking at you, fabric. It is the fabric that hypnotizes me and causes me to buy it. So that is the knit fabric that I bought at Joann's. I will be doing another little mini fabric haul where I'll go over the woven fabrics that I picked up at A&E Fabric in Pensacola, probably in the next video. This one is getting a little long, and so I want to be considerate of your time. I want to thank you for joining me, and I want to thank all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the community. I appreciate when you leave comments and have a discussion. That's why I'm doing YouTube. And I'm not going to promise that I won't talk Charlie's ear off about sewing because I have this outlet with you, but maybe I'll get more of it out by having a community to share this with. So if you like this video, give it a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.